Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to True Squadron. So leading up a couple months before and during Star Wars The Clone Wars, I started building a big Anaxes Moc. Now, you've probably seen this from the Brick Wiz. He did a really nice Anaxes Moc, which I really recommend checking out. But before that, I started working on my own version, which I never finished. But today, I kind of want to show you all the progress I got done because I think it is pretty cool nonetheless. So if you don't know already, Fort Anaxes is basically a giant clone base, which is super cool because remember back in the day, everyone used to build their own version of clone bases, so this has brought a new flavor to it. As you can see here, I had a lot of progress done, mainly in the front sections, but let me break it down for y'all right now. So I guess we'll work front to back. So at the very beginning, we have a giant wall for the base, kind of protecting the front of it for no intruders come in, obviously. And you have two giant guard towers with turrets on top. They're really neat because I used a lot of these circular pieces to really get that nice round shape to build that. And they also have some nice dish pieces on top with some yellow translucent pieces. And in like the very front, you also have some red flowers. Since on Anaxes, they had a ton of red foliage and stuff like that. So throughout the wall there, you see there's little ridges coming out of the bridge itself, just giving it more detailed and rather than just being like a plain gray wall. And as well, there is a gray stripe running through it, kind of breaking down the gray monotony. So now I want to focus on the main street that runs through the middle of the Moc, since I was trying to fill this whole Moc with tile. So this would just been a giant task to do, but I did get the first part of it finished, which looks really neat. Now this would take up so much tile if I actually finished it. Of course, you have a big white arrow and also yellow stripes kind of running through the middle with a giant wave of clones marching through with the ATT behind them. Obviously something you see in the show, which I really wanted to recreate in this Moc, was one of the most important parts to me. Now I want to go over the two main buildings, which are on the left hand side of the Moc. Now I don't know exactly what these are referred to in the actual fort itself, but I created these nonetheless, which are really neat. Of course, they have these kind of dark red stripes running through the sides and the middle there with a doorway, a couple of phase 2 clones guarding the entrance there. You have some neat detail on top with some different gray and black and red designs, and to have some circular dishes, which kind of outline some of the detail that goes on top of these buildings, which I just think is a really nice addition to this Moc. Now, of course, I did not finish the second one because the roof is not completed, but it'd be completely identical to the first one. On the right-hand side at the beginning would just be a landing pad for a bunch of gunships and clone troopers running around, as well as some headhunters parked on there. Basically, that would just be a big parking garage for all the Republic ships. Now, Fort Anaxes has several other little locations throughout the base. One being these little energy generators, or I have no idea what they actually are, but there's 9 of them in this little section. I presume they hold maybe some ammo or whatever it is, but that's a little section of the Moc. And the next section is this little antenna array. They have 2 giant antennas, which I guess are for communications and stuff like that. And it has this own little wall around it, kind of protecting it or giving it kind of an outline, which is really nice. So I just used some of the big giant antenna pieces for that, and I think those turned out really nice. Now the other section is a giant shield generator. Now this is one of the parts I was really happy with, since I got the main shape down that I really wanted to capture, with it being pretty similar to the Hoth generator, but just kind of in mostly dark gray. And again, with it having a wall around it just like the antenna, this turned out really nice, and it was really a solid build. I built the whole inside of it was full of bricks and stuff like that, so it's definitely really sturdy. Well, these sections of buildings was something I was really excited to get totally completed. Now these are the kind of barracks that Obi-Wan and Anakin go inside, and Captain Rex as well, where Anakin talks to Padme, and you can kind of create that really kind of cool scene with Anakin and Obi-Wan kind of having some dialogue. You actually see these later in Mandalore throughout Clone Wars. I guess these are mobile units that ships can carry and just plant down. Very modular looking and stuff like that. They have a big ramp in the front. Also have these big claws or lights or something of the sort coming out of the back of the buildings, giving it a pretty unique take that we don't see very often in Star Wars buildings. Last but not least is the giant mountain in the back, or it would have been giant if I totally completed it. But as you can see, I had some major progress done on it along the way. The giant windows kind of covered in black there, kind of looking like some Star Destroyer windows, which looks really neat. And with this, I would actually complete the whole entire interior of it with gunships and a command center inside, Arc 170s all inside, which would have made this stand out quite a bit from other previous Anaxes Mocs. So I think that would have been amazing, and I definitely would have made this whole mountain taller. But unfortunately, I kind of lost interest throughout this whole thing. It cost me so much money to actually get all this tile and additional bricks and stuff to totally complete it. But I did have fun along the way building this, guys. Now, did y'all enjoy this? Let me know what y'all think about this Moc down below. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want more Star Wars content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.